Another product review from MX Moon Ant on Amazon, or has an Amazon store. Get in, kitty cat. If you'll look back in one of my older videos, I did a review on a 12-volt oil transfer pump. Well, now I'm doing one on a fuel transfer pump, but it's cordless. So let's get this dude open. Kitty cat, I need to find something to do. And this is a promotional deal, so they sent this to me to do the video with. And it's mine when the video's, over with. They have a proprietary battery. It's not like any DeWalt or any other one on the market, so you're not going to be able to interchange batteries. You're going to have to use these. Oh, that's cool. They have a meter in them. Nice. So the kit comes with 2 batteries. Oh wow. Screwdriver. Phillips. Not bad, pretty nice. Heavy duty one. Hose, it's wire reinforced. It's real flexible. That's like a silicone hose, probably 5 foot long, maybe 6. And it's not sponsored by Topo Chico. I just happen to like them a lot. Nice and cool. This is probably the charger. Yep. And you'll see the port right there. Boom. 110 AC adapter charger. That one's 3/4 charged. Yeah, that one's fully maybe. I guess technically all 4 are lit up. That last one's real dim though. And another piece of hose, about the same length, same material, super flexible, wire reinforced. I like that hose, that's pretty nice. And of course, a fuel nozzle. And I'm going to assume, since it locks, that it's got an auto shut off in here. Yep, it does. That's what that little piece there is. It goes down inside. That's your auto shut off. So that's nice. Now the business end of this thing, the pump. Put all the packing in one place. Okay, so here's what we got. 260 watt. Okay, it's power, max lift, 8 meters or 26 feet. That's pretty good. Speed, 4,200 RPM. It'll work on transmission fluid, diesel, thin stuff, oils, but still thin oils. Or fuels. Okay, now you cannot use it for gasoline. Cannot be used for water, gasoline, alcohol, or other flammable liquids. Make sure your hands are kept dry before starting the pump. Avoid smoking near the pump, obviously, or using the pump near an open flame. Do not dispense fluid that is thicker than diesel fuel, which obviously will overheat the pump, burn it up. Frequently asked questions: oil outlet not work, incorrect connection, positive and negative. There's a leak in the oil inlet pipe, low oil output, batteries are low voltage, or the inlet filter is plugged with a foreign object. Get away from my Topo Chico. Kitty cat, go find something to do. Alright. Okay, now please confirm whether the power supply is consistent with the voltage of the pump before use. The voltage tolerance is plus or minus 12%. It's recommended that single use time should not exceed 20 minutes. Well, surely you can pump what you need within 20 minutes. If not, you probably need to get a different setup. Only one storage battery is required for operation, and one full charge can pump 400 liters of diesel. So, since I'm not that good with math, 400 liters to gallons, that's 105.6 gallons. That's a lot on one charge on one battery. Note the direction: right in, left out. No oil free or running in the opposite direction shall not exceed 5 minutes. In other words, don't run it backwards, and do not run it without oil in it for more than 5 minutes. You're going to burn it up. Which I wouldn't run it at all with no fluid in it, because you don't want to take a chance of burning it up anyways. Yeah, I gotta love all these little floaties, as I call them, and they got static, so they stick to everything. Fantastic. Okay, they go. All right, and then this bag have a bunch of fittings, a lot of Teflon tape, two clamps, 3 barb fittings, 3 clamps, excuse me, 4 clamps, a strainer with your 4th barb fitting, an Allen wrench, and I'm not sure what these are. We'll have to look in the book, and I don't think it even shows what they are, but we'll figure that out. And then here is the pump. Let me get all that out of the way and get this foam out of the way, because that's driving me crazy seeing that on the table. Okay, so it's a cast iron pump, in and out, marked very clearly. Looks like that's your adjustment on-off switch. And of course, battery. We're going to turn it on just for a second. It works, and I don't know what that is. It's probably a bleeder or primer to get it started, but it looks like a pretty decent quality little pump. I mean, for what it's going to be used for, I wouldn't, well, I say I wouldn't be using it to fill my skid steer every day, but then again, I might, because I'll be able to put this in a little, probably one of them little Harbor Freight plastic toolboxes, and put all this setup in it, the hoses and everything, and throw this whole setup in a toolbox in one of my big boxes on my flatbed, and then when I need to pump fuel, take it all out and go to town. So we will come back with an actual operation video, and we will have everything. I'll show you how to hook all the fittings up and the hoses, and we will hook it to a fuel canister, and we'll pump some fuel. We may just take my fuel cans and fill up the skid steer, because I got a job coming up I'm going to need it on. And there's the kitty cat again. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. Okay guys, so this is the rest of the video. where we're going to use the cordless oil transfer pump. Show y'all how to put it together and make it work. Now the only thing I wished it would have had was a green cover on this, because that, to me, red signifies gasoline, and you are not to run gasoline through this pump. It's just too dangerous. It's for diesel, kerosene, thinner oil type fuels. So what we got to do first, batteries are both charged. We're going to set them aside. It does come with an AC adapter to charge the batteries, and you just plug it right in there. Standard 120 volt outlet. Charge them right up. Now we've got 4 fittings. This is the suction fitting that will go on the hose going into the supply tank. One of these will go on the other end of the hose, which will be the nozzle end, and then you, of course, you have one on either side of the pump. So let's start by taking these fittings out, or these plugs out. And the kit came with all the tools for it came with a screwdriver for the clamps and an Allen wrench for taking this cover off if you was to get some trash in there or something like that. And it came with Teflon for the fittings. It also came with the hose. We'll get that out in a minute. Now, these have O-rings on them, but since it came with the Teflon, we're going to go ahead and put a thin layer of that on there. We'll just start these in for now, and then I'll get the tools and we'll tighten them up the rest of the way. And also, when I run the Teflon, since this is going to go in that way, I always run the Teflon to where it's trying to pull it tight. If you put it the other way, if you wrap it this way, what's going to happen is when you screw the fitting in, it's actually going to try to unwind the Teflon and ball it up. Okay, so there's them two. Same with this fitting. And you don't want to get it over that O-ring, or it'll really cause some problems. You'll end up with leaks. Alright, there's that. Let me go get the hose and we'll install the hoses, and then we'll put it in the fuel tanks and do some pumping. Oh, let's go ahead and put one hose on. And these hoses are steel reinforced, keep them from collapsing and kinking. So here's what we have some on the outside. We're going to the nozzle. And on the inside, which would be the suction, we're going to have the suction with the strainer. Alright guys, so here we are. We're going to try out the Moon Ant cordless oil transfer pump. 13 gallon per minute, battery 2000 milliamp hour. Alright, so as you can see, the pump in, which is your suction side, strainer, out is your fuel nozzle. And it also has an arrow cast into the pump house. You see it right there, showing the direction of flow. So I've got a 5-gallon bucket can full of diesel here, and I've got a 5-gallon one empty. So we're going to put the strainer down in the full one. We're going to get our battery, and it just installs in there just like any other cordless tool. Has a power button on the side, and let's power it up. Go. A little noisy vibrating on this steel bed, but it also has a mounting bracket with holes that you can bolt it down to the top of any kind of a tank or something, or toolbox. Pumping pretty quick too. About half empty already. It's about the same sound as a beyond half empty. It's empty. Oh. Saw how long that took. It wasn't very long, and it pumped out a 5-gallon can. Now this one's full. And what I will do now is I'm going to take this can and set it on the ground so it's lower, and we'll pump out the last little bit of diesel. Put that right here for now so we can flush them lines out. It'll pump out a 5-gallon can in just a matter of seconds. So to fill up, say, a can or something, it'll be real easy and relatively quick. Now, it's not recommended for gasoline, but it can be used for diesel or kerosene. Most thinner oil type fluids, you don't want to pump gasoline or anything that's really flammable or explosive flammable.